All right. Good morning, everybody. Hello and welcome. I know this is quite early for me, isn't it? Usually not up this early. Um, but yes, hello, welcome. I hope everybody's having a lovely Monday morning. I decided to come on a little bit early today because, well, first of all, I'm trying to figure out how to open this. But second of all, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to come on later tonight, and I wanted to check in and say hello to everybody. Um, and yeah, I know it's very early for me. I'm not used to being up on here this early. Hey, Dave. And hello, Rody Gal. I see you were in here earlier. Yeah, I had to push it back like 10 minutes. I had to take my dogs out, and they're going to bark. And I'm really sorry about that. They don't ever stop. There's really nothing I can do about it. I can yell and scream at them all I want. Hey, Marshwitch. And they're going to bark. So we're just going to pretend they don't exist, like I do. So, yeah, I hope everybody's having a great morning. Oh, there you are, Rody Gal. So yeah. What was I going to talk about? I always like draw a blank, but yeah, I mean, there's just oh wow. So I'm catching up on anything that happened last night. So a lovely 41. Oh my, I think it's nicer here, Rody Gal. Um, and yeah, so it's nice and sunny here, but yeah, I'm catching up on everything from last night because I went to bed relatively early because I was mad about something that happened, and I'm going to address that as well. Because I want to clarify some things before, because some people were like freaking out, and I'll explain it. But so I was listening. I didn't even. So I have not subscribed to Natasha's new channel. I had not subscribed to it. Hey, Gen X, good to see you. Like I said, guys, just ignore my dogs. That's what I do. They're gonna bark. Molly's gonna bark for. She can bark for hours. She can bark all day. Sometimes she does. Yeah. Yeah. It's my ADD is so bad though. When she does this, it's so hard to focus. Oh my god. But yeah, so I hadn't subscribed to any of her new channel or whatever it is, and I'm not gonna name it because I'm not giving her any publicity with that. She doesn't need my help with that. I mean, she's already got her following there. But I had one of the videos come up in my recommended this morning. Now, obviously, I knew it was her because the icon looked similar and whatever. So I was like, okay, so this must be it. Now, I clicked on it, and I'm only like, I don't know, like what? I was like 15 minutes in. She has like turned up that volume to like a 12 with like just the nastiness. She hadn't been quite that bad in a while that I can see, but she was just saying all sorts of things that I'm like, dude, you know, first of all, that's not cool. Second of all, like, yeah, she's turned on the nastiness. I don't know. And her subscribers, a lot of them really enjoy that. So there's that as well. But I was like, some of the stuff I was hearing, and I'm not even done with it. And she was like, I'm just getting started. But some of the stuff I was hearing is just not acceptable. And she wonders why. People might have a problem with her channel or whatever. The truth is, though, is that, I mean, I've listened to a lot of channels on here, and some of the stuff I've heard on hers is just the most, it's just not cool. It's nasty. I mean, I don't really agree. I mean, the one that I just heard, I just got to the point where, she is yet again harping on the Kim and Crafton situation, which I don't think is funny, and I don't think it's appropriate, and I'm not really sure why anybody is okay with saying stuff like that. It doesn't make sense to me. I haven't heard anybody else that I listen to anyway talk about things like that and address it like it's funny, choking a woman out or whatever. Like, I don't think that's funny. I think that's incredibly disrespectful. And I've been vocal about that. But yeah, it's horrible. I was like, and not that I'm shocked. I mean, Rhoda Gal, I'm not shocked. It seems that that's like, you haven't heard it. She was extra nasty to the point where it's laughable. Yeah. It was explained to me. Yeah. And Gen X, that's exactly what it was. It was almost like she was performing. Which, I get it. Like, people here like drama, including myself. I mean, and I don't mean like drama to the extent where it's like, a problem, but I mean drama like, I don't know, people going back and forth each other. I mean, that's why a lot of us are here, and there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, it was like she was almost performing, and it was to a point where, I mean, I'm uncomfortable listening to some of it, but of course, she has to, I don't know. She is like, she's performing for people. And I think what disturbs me more than the fact that she does it at all is that she has so many people egging her on to do it. And it's like, I don't understand how some of it's funny. I mean, she can be funny. I mean, let's admit it. But some of that stuff, I don't understand why people are like, throwing money at her to behave like that. I don't understand that. It's almost like, these people, I don't know. I just want to know where people's like conscience is with some of that. Not all of it, but some of it. Yeah. Can't watch her, but yeah. I know. And like I said, I hadn't subscribed to it. It came up in my recommended and I was like, I had heard that it was pretty bad. So I clicked on it, and because there's a lot to catch up with the last night. A lot of the stuff goes on in the middle of the night and I fall asleep by then, so there's that as well. I also wanted to be clear about one other thing that yesterday I mentioned in a chat that there was somebody impersonating a family member again. I want to be clear that the name that I put in the chat is not a legal name. It is the name that he goes by on YouTube, or he has since changed his name on here per my instruction. So no, that was not doxing of any sort. I just want to make that very clear. All I wanted to say is that if you see that name, please let me know, because that is who that is. Yeah. So yeah, I figured I'd come on here and kill some time while I was I have a doctor's appointment at 11:30, so I wanted to come on here and do that. And then I also saw, if you guys haven't checked out Country Joe's new video, as some of you may or may not know, I'm sure most of you do know, she does like parodies of songs and then rewrites the lyrics. And she did a really great one about our good friend Dorothy. And it's quite excellent. It is some of her best work yet. So if you have not seen that, I strongly recommend heading to her channel and checking that out. The other thing that I wanted to, I sleep at night, Marshwitch. So, a lot of the time I miss a lot of this stuff. Hey, Captain Kangaroo. And, I have to catch up in the morning, and half the time stuff's deleted. So yeah, the video is amazing, Gen X, isn't it? It's some of her best work yet. So if you haven't watched it, it is like fire diss track, I'm telling you. But yeah, I mean, it's so true. And I wanted to address some of that stuff as well, because, obviously, like I've gotten some crap for, saying what I have about Dorothy. And I want to make it very clear, after what she did to me, like, I've been really quiet about it. I haven't addressed it. I did address it once I did a live, and then I did a video. That's it. And I really have barely mentioned it since. But, why can't I address that? What she did to me was incredibly hurtful, incredibly disrespectful, incredibly inappropriate, and just downright dishonest. And, this is a pattern. This is a pattern. And she's done it. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. So, but I can only speak for myself. So to tell me that I don't have a right to respond to that is, that's not fair. That's not fair. Because I will respond to it. And I'll take any backlash that I get for it. That's fine. I don't expect not to get backlash. She has her supporters that are, really loyal and, will come at anybody who says anything. And that's fine. I expect that. But what she did to me wasn't okay. And what she's done to other people, I mean, I don't know because things change so quickly, but what she did to Juror, Juror has been such a good friend to her, like such a good friend, for a really long time. And all of a sudden to like flip like that, like, I don't know. I feel bad because, she's burned so many bridges, and but the thing about it is that, in the back of my mind, and I'm speculating here, I don't want to go down wild conspiracy routes, but, she has said that she is not above or, creating drama and falling outs with people. Like Country Joe even said that. Country Joe said that Dorothy suggested to her that they have a fake falling out. Now, I don't think I don't think that's fake, but, it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder what's fake and what's not on here. And, there are times where some of it is, pre-planned. And, in the back of my mind, I was always like, did Dorothy like send an email to like the wrong person when she did what she did to me? But no, I don't think so. I think it was out of nowhere. I have my speculations as to why she did that, but her reason for it was just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Like, who thinks like that? Her reasoning for it was that I am a secret agent, a double agent working for working for Kim to, pretend I have, in recovery to get information about her to relay back to Kim. Like, what? Why would I do that? Like, that doesn't even make sense. But yeah, I'm not really familiar with Queen Bee, but I've seen her in chat. Um, I've seen her in chat. I thought they were friends. Um, apparently maybe she burned that bridge too. But yeah, so I am going to respond to that. Now I understand that somebody told me, or I heard somewhere that she's having surgery today. So best of luck to her. I don't wish any ill wishes on her, like physically. Like, I hope that everything goes smoothly and she recovers well and all that. But I actually didn't know that. So I'm not, that kind of thing. I'll give it a few days, but I'm not like going to stop talking about it, because it's become such a problem that people are getting hurt, and I'm going to speak my truth. I just am. And there's a lot of truth that I need to speak about it that I haven't addressed yet, such as things I've kept to myself, for one reason or another, because I didn't want to, hurt anybody, or I didn't want to, cause issues. But at this point, I feel like the community needs to know some of these things. And I know that I'm not the only person that has these things to say. And at this point, I like the community needs to know. It's a public service announcement as far as I'm concerned, because, this is what she does. And it's not just, hi, Dark Magician. And it's not just that. It's like, I'm an observer, and I kind of just watch and see what's going on, and, how people interact and stuff like that. And, I always kind of just register it. But, I'm not going to share private corresponding things, because that's not something I do. Hi, Charlie. Oh yeah, Gen X, I'm down for that. I'm not gonna share like my messages directly. But at the same time, I've held on to information that I haven't disclosed publicly, that, I think maybe it's time for it. And I wasn't going to, because in the back of my head, I was like, okay, well, maybe down the line things could, but at this point, like, they're hurting my friends, hurting people that I care about just for no reason. So I'm not going to be quiet anymore. And, I actually, like I said, guys, I am separating my channels. I'm starting a new one for more serious topics, whereas this is going to be my commentary about what I'm seeing going on in the community, because I am a part of this community and I actually enjoy doing commentary. And I mean, I've bit my tongue for long enough, because I was getting a feel about how this stuff works, and I was getting a feel about how to best go about doing this. And it's gotten to a point where I've seen enough from enough people to kind of figure out where I want to be. And it's a problem though, too, because like I said a couple days ago, when I was thinking of deleting my channel, was because, there's lines being drawn in the sand right now, and they're complicated. It's complicated. It's gone beyond like just one side or another. And it's made things complicated for me personally. And I'm okay with that, because I'd rather stand alone than, try to fit in somewhere that I don't fit. I'm like a puzzle piece that doesn't quite fit there. And I'd rather stand alone. Not that I'm standing alone, because I do have people that, I have chats I enjoy going to. I enjoy talking to certain people. Gen X, you had a great chat the other day, and you actually do a lot of serious topics as well. And a mix of stuff. So I enjoy your channel. And yeah, so I mean, I haven't gone to a lot of the smaller ones, just because a lot of them I don't know exist, and I feel bad about that. But if they come up in my suggested, I'll click on it. And there's some good ones that I found. There's some ones that I'm like, why? It's like everybody and their mother has a channel now, and I'm not discouraging people from starting channels. Obviously, I'm a very small channel, and I started one, and everyone's got to start somewhere. It's all good, but it's like, there's so many now. Before, it used to be like there was a couple, but now it's like everybody is starting one up with like clips and stuff. It's really weird. And Captain Kangaroo, I get that. And sometimes it's better to just stand alone and just go where you feel comfortable. I'm not gonna like, if people I like want to go wherever, that's fine. They can. But in return, what I ask is that, people don't judge me for where I go, because I'm going to go where I want. And I've seen, like, it really, at this point, it's almost like, I don't know. I can't stand with that kind of stuff. Can I drop my email address? Yes. Hold on. Yeah, drama does sell. And there is a lot more than drama. But the thing about it is that in this community, a lot of people, wait, what was I think it's this. Hold on. Let me put this in. I'm putting it in the chat. Yeah, I do too, Gen X. I do too. And she's awesome. I think that's my email. I hope. Um, but yeah, and drama does sell. And I just, for me, I want to try to lean towards commentary. Like, what I'm not going to come on here and do is yell and scream and cry about things. I'm not going to do that because I'm not very good at like acting, and it would be, but yeah, drama to theater, and I'm not, that's what I'm saying, guys, is like, keep your eyes open, because sometimes I'm not so sure that things are as they seem with some things, because we have, and that there was one point where she had come to me about starting up something like some fake thing or whatever, and I'm not very good at acting, so I'm not the best person to come to for that, because I'd be terrible at it. I'd laugh, and I can't do that. So I always question what's real and what's not, with some people, not everybody. I don't think everybody is involved in that kind of thing, not even close, but there are some people that will use that to build their channels, and it works. So I mean, it's not like they're doing it and it doesn't work, because it definitely does. But it's something that I wouldn't be very good at, and I wasn't willing to do. And honestly, I wasn't willing to do a lot of the things that people have come to me to try to get me to do. Because don't think when I first came on here, people didn't try to get their hooks into me to try to manipulate me, because it happened, and it's not just one person. And I'm not willing to stoop to those levels. I'm not going to do anybody's dirty work. I'm just not going to do that. And I think that a lot of the reason I've been kicked to the curb and shunned in some ways is because I won't do that. Um, and I think they were disappointed. I mean, I feel like I came on here and people were like, maybe she'll be the one that'll do X, Y, or Z. And I'm not the one. Um, and I'm certainly not the one. I'm nice until I'm not. So, anybody mistaking my kindness for weakness, that's a mistake, because I have a backbone just as much as anybody, and I will back up anything that I say. I'm also not above rethinking how I think if there's new information. But at this point in time, I can't support Natasha or Dorothy or anything like that, because in my opinion, there are people that will go over the top, and it's abusive, and we've seen it, and it's not rational, and that's what bothers me the most, is that I put out a video yesterday, and there were some concerning things. I'm actually going to update the about the video, so people can see for themselves the full clip, just so they know that I didn't take anything out of context in that, because I didn't. And if anybody wants the full clip because they want to verify it and fact check, that's fine as well. I can send you that as well. But what she said is that she said that that she would never confide in Mandy, because she said, well, Mandy C is saying that I told her that I was the one who called CPS on Granny, and she, instead of denying that she ever did that, instead of saying that, no, I never called it, she said, I would never confide something so damning, to Mandy C. And I was like, that's really interesting. It was more than that. It was like anything so personal and so whatever. And I'm like, well, you're not even denying that you did it. You're just saying you would never confide it. And on top of that, okay. All right, Gen X, I'll check my email. Hopefully it's okay. My phone, I don't have my phone with me. But it's over my, I'll look. And so, and then she was saying that, she was gonna, when she thought CJ had recorded a call, said that, and I get out of anger, getting angry when people see something done to them. I get that, I'm angry too. But what I'm not going to do is, out of anger, I don't think like that. I would never think to go and make a fake account in somebody's child's name. Like, that's not how I think, out of anger or otherwise. And the problem is that, I can verify as well that that's not, that's not unlike her to say. So I believe that she would do that. Now, what did she? I don't know, because I can't say one way or another, but I don't think that she would be, because in her head, this is a game. As far as I'm concerned, she's as good as told me that, is when people come back at her with things like a part of me is like, I don't even want to give her, because she doesn't, I truly believe she doesn't care. And those are dirty deeds. They are. And like, whatever, if you want to do drama, you want to come at people with disses, that's fine. I'm sorry, guys, ignore my dogs. But but you can't come on here and do stuff like that. That's taking it too far. If you want to yell and scream about people go in real life and all of those things, then, I don't understand the people that say that they never have when I've literally seen it myself. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. And it doesn't make sense to me why people would even need to do that. There's enough going on. Like, I have so many clips that I've meant to make into clip videos that I stood down and didn't make. Just because I was like, rethinking the direction of my channel, for many reasons. But at this point in time, I am perfectly fine where I am, and I am perfectly fine doing what I'm doing. And, I'm quite happy with, my position right now here. Because I'm comfortable here. I'm not forcing myself to fit in with people that I don't fit in with. I can't do that. It's not me, and it's not fun for me. It took all the fun out of YouTube, and I just want to be myself on here. And if people can rock with that, then that's great. I love that people can rock with that, and I'm so excited and happy to have you. But if people can't, I can't force people to like me. I don't want, I don't need to make everybody happy. As long as I make the, people that do, and you know what, things change. I get it. Hold on. Does NC have another channel or another platform? You know, she has another channel here. Yeah, she does. I think she has many channels ready to go. Is my impression. But yeah, she has a new channel on here, and she didn't make the mistake she made last time with having it be her old name. I'm not going to advertise it, because I'm just not. She doesn't need me to advertise it, but yeah, she does have a new channel. And I don't think she intends to be on Twitch. I don't know. I'm not on Twitch, so if she's still on there and doing stuff, I have no idea. Yeah, essay, exactly. Like, I don't like it. I don't like what, and I was just cheering at the thing. I was like, Country Joe, you are my hero right now. And she was just cool as a cucumber when she was on there. She played that real cool. And I was like, thank you for getting somebody to admit that they, are possibly engaging in these types of behaviors, because the community needs to know these things. They just do, because that's unacceptable. As a community, it should not be okay to do that, whether it's, Natasha or, Granny or me or anybody. That's not okay. We should not be doing that. And nobody should stand for that. Nobody. I'm anxious for peace. And I think the problem, though, is that there are people on here. And now, like I said, guys, oh, did she Earthbound Spirit? I didn't get that far in her live to hear that. I'm surprised she likes it there, but that's okay. That's okay. They're very strict over there, is my understanding. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's the whole thing about it, is that there are people, like I said, guys, there are people that support Natasha that I don't have a problem. That are good. They don't participate in that stuff. They just enjoy that community, and it's about community for them. And I get that. But there are people in this community, and I'm not just talking, I've seen them all over, that enjoy this, and they will encourage creators to, hey, Kim, they'll encourage creators to go at each other in a way that's abusive. And that, you'll find that when Natasha starts going on like that, when she starts talking like, in her most aggressive, and she is going deep down to find anything and everything that's horrible to say. I wasn't looking at the chat, but I can imagine. I'm just going to assume that, the super chats start rolling in, because people love that. And what they don't understand is that, this is people's real lives, and it's not funny. There's some of the stuff, it's just not funny. Really, Atansier? Maybe I missed it. I think she had 2 of them last night, so I don't know. I just started catching up on stuff, but I don't think some stuff is funny at all. And what's disturbing to me is that so many people support that. And I think that's what bothers me the most, is because, let's think about it. Would you like it if that was done to you? Some of the stuff, though, regardless of what anybody's done to you, would you like that done to you? Would that be okay if it was done to you? Would it be okay if it was done to Natasha? No, you would have a big problem with it if it was done to Natasha. And I've observed so many behaviors recently that I can't keep my mouth shut about them. She'll go channel to channel, and she'll always say, well, what about my feelings? What about, what I've been through? I lost my channels. Well, you're discrediting everything everybody else is saying. You're not the only person on here who's experienced, hard times in life, or, your channel being, targeted or whatever, if that, or she feels that way, obviously. I heard her do it to Country Joe. She was just so dismissive of everything Country Joe was saying, acting like, Country Joe had no right to feel the way she did. Because of course Natasha's feelings are the only ones that matter. I had a problem with that. I have a problem with a lot of the gaslighting going on where people are trying to make Mandy C sound like she's completely not credible when I can personally verify some of the stuff that she said. I can't verify everything Mandy has said, but I can verify a fair bit of it because I was part of this community. She was feeling isolated last night, so she lost her shit and went too far. Yeah, right? And that's the thing. I don't know if this is a distraction. I don't know what it's going to take. She keeps saying, well, people will find out what with my lawyers or whatever. Well, the truth is that, I'm not familiar with all the legal stuff. So I'm not going to claim that I'm an expert or that I know for sure. I don't know anything for sure about that because, how could I? But I have seen people that are much bigger YouTubers, who have a lot of money, try to put a stop to things and fail at it. So I don't understand how Natasha is anything special. I don't understand how Natasha is somehow going to be this, knight in shining armor to get bullied, make YouTube great again or whatever. I'm sorry. My dog is just awful right now and I just ignore her. It's hard though. I'm not really sure why she barks all day. You'll see this. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like, and people, and I get, people at this point have given their money to her and they're okay with it. And I surely believe that they don't mind. But at the same time, it's like, how many times can someone lie to you and have it proven that it's a lie before you don't like that? I don't want to be lied to. I don't want a creator who, blatantly lies over and over and over again. And it's always like to sad fish. And, and that's what it is. It's like, if all of these bad things truly happen to her, I'm really sorry. Like that sucks. It must suck to have all of these things happen, but it's like one thing after another every single night. And more people are coming forward to say or, disprove things. And of course, the first thing to do is circle the wagons and, I might have to go put her in her crate in a second, guys. I'm so sorry. Hi, Kellyanne. Oh my God, she's so distracting. She's a working breed. And I really should have looked into the breed that she is before I adopted her. That's a whole other story. She's a hunting dog, so she's meant to, tree raccoons or small animals and bark forever. And she can certainly do that. But yeah, it's like, people have disproven it. And of course, they're going to circle the wagons. They're going to gaslight anybody who says anything at all. They're going to say that this person they don't know. Natasha will be like, I don't even know who that person is. Or, this person is crazy. This person, don't listen to this person or whatever. And, even Dorothy was doing it to Mandy C. I don't know Mandy C very well. I remember her from last year. I don't really want to go into that. But, a lot of the stuff she was saying is true. I mean, there's no way around it. And she's I don't know what's going on with all of that. There's a lot of stuff that I'm not quite sure what's going on with it, because I do think that while I discourage people from going down the rabbit hole with conspiracy theory stuff, there is some things that are going on that, from a marketing standpoint, I can see as being orchestrated, for sure, because people have asked me to be part of those things. And you know what? I'm dropping all of that. I'm dropping all of it because the community needs to know. I'm going to say it this way, and I'm sorry if this comes off wrong. People need to know who the real villains are going on here. There are people that do a lot of damage, but you don't know about that because it's behind the scenes and it's not blatant. And I think people need to know, especially if there's going to be all these new channels popping up. This community is primarily made up of women. While women, it's usually women that are a bit older than I am. There are some younger women coming in here, and I find that it's the younger women that tend to get reached out to first to do, the dirty work of some things. And people can say that it's lies all they want. Well, here I am speaking up. I mean, I value honesty. I truly, truly do. While I'm not willing to show people's private correspondences with me, I'm not going to do that. Or else somebody gives me a very, very good reason to do so, which nobody could probably give me a reason good enough to do that. I guess people are just going to have to take my word for some things, but I can back anything that I say. I can back it up. And if I can't, I will say it's speculation. I don't think I would ever share things like that. I just couldn't do it. because it's private, and I've kept a lot of things quiet as well because I didn't want to hurt anybody or I didn't want to cause any drama. But at this point, guys, I have nothing to lose. I have nothing to lose by stating the truth. And I'm going to, because it's a problem. It's a problem. It was like immediately people would come out to me to try to get me to do X, Y, or Z. And a lot of, and I feel like people need to know. I really, really do. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing people have their family members use. And that goes for Natasha's dad too. Like, I have not seen that, but I'm also not in her chat. So I can't say whether or not that's happening. That's not cool either. That happened last year as well, quite a bit. So that's interesting. But, I have had somebody come into my chat. It's like the only person I have blocked impersonating, Jess's daughter. I wouldn't have known it or else somebody had told me, but, it used her first name. And I blocked that person, but, I wouldn't have known if somebody mentioned it, that was that. So I blocked him immediately. Now, maybe it's not, maybe that person was lying to me, but better be safe than sorry. Right. And this is like, I don't know, maybe a month ago. And that's the only person I've ever blocked, but it's happening, it's happening to me. And it's just disgusting. And like I said, guys, I want to make it very clear. I did not dox anybody yesterday. That is the name that, they use on here. They've changed it now. So yeah, that's not anybody's government name, because I had people that are like, why would you put that on? That's not his government name. All right. So I want to make that very, very clear. I just wanted people to know, and I'm going to make a post about it as well, so people know what to look for. Because I want to know if people see it. I want documentation. I want all of it sent to me. Every single one of those. Anytime you see that, I want it sent to me. Because it's not okay. It's not okay. And I don't understand why people enjoy doing it. And, it was really interesting because, the first time I had gotten wind of it was when I received an email about it. Somebody mentioned something to me, and then I, sent me a screenshot. I saw it. I mentioned it to some people privately, and it was actually later on that day that what happened with Country Joe happened. So I was like, that's really interesting. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that was going to happen. And I was like, how interesting that, there are people that in anger will, expect, they'll talk about it. Now, do I know if she actually did it? No, I don't. So, but I'm determined to find out. Because that's not cool. That's absolutely not cool. And I think people would be surprised as to who, because people can immediately, they'll point the finger over at Natasha. They'll say, well, that's the problem. Now, yes, Natasha is a big problem. Yes, she absolutely is. But there are people behind the scenes that are like, they're small enough that people don't really notice that are also incredibly problematic. And I think a lot of that is starting to come to light, but, it hasn't for a long time. And I think people would be really surprised to know the stuff that goes on, and I'm not even privy to all of it because people kind of gave up with me because I'm not going to do people's dirty work. That's usually when I would get kicked to the curb. I think that's what made Dorothy kick me to the curb, when I would not, go after Granny, because I just wasn't comfortable doing that. But because it was interesting that all went down after, but because that's not who I am. I'm not going to be anybody's pit bull. I'm not going to be that's not how I operate. I don't do that stuff. If you earn my loyalty, yeah, will I defend you? Absolutely, I will. But it takes a while to earn my trust. But once you do, and once, then that there's that. And I will, you say jump, I say how high. I will do that, but I will not bully anybody or do anything sneaky. I can't do it. It's just not my nature. But there are people that, are behind the scenes trying to get, especially, I feel like it's younger female creators. And I'm going to do a whole live about this because I don't want to go into it too much, but it's almost like grooming behavior. It really is. It's almost like grooming behavior. And I'm almost embarrassed that I ever fell prey even a little bit to that. But I guess I did in some way, shape or form, but I'm glad that, what happened with Dorothy, guys, it was hurtful. It was embarrassing. It was all sorts of things, but it was one of the best things that could have happened to me on YouTube. I'm going to tell you guys that right now, because I was really uncomfortable in the situation that I had found myself in. And I was not sure how to handle that immediately. So I'm actually glad that was taken care of for me. But it's still hurtful. Like, nobody should be doing that. You're going to say that you would never do. And she says it all the time that she would never do stuff like that. You've noticed it too, Anxious for Peace? Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to say. If anything, I want to be a public service announcement to new creators, young female creators. I feel like people need to know that this is something people will try to do. They will love bomb you. They will make you, they'll get everybody around to say how great you are, how great your channel is. You're doing such a good job. You're really a valuable asset to this community, and everybody who's saying otherwise, is crazy. And, of course, people like compliments. People like that stuff. And I was new on here. So I was like, yeah, okay, cool. Thank you for validating me, because I'm new at videos. I'd never made videos before in my life. So, here I am. And, there's people. And then they'll it'll start being like texting or emailing, and it just goes from there. And it's almost like people do that to gain that loyalty, or what they want as loyalty from you. And so you owe them. And that's exactly how I've felt. And I don't think it's just her that does that. I think that it's probably more than that, but that's how I felt. And I know there are others that, and I see it happening to other people. And maybe they will. Maybe some people will do, the dirty work or whatever, but I don't know. It's just not going to be me. It's just not going to be me. They can't manipulate you. When they can't manipulate, exactly, Marsh Witch. And I feel like that's exactly what happened to me. I'm convinced of it. Because that's in hindsight, when I'm looking back on the behaviors, that's exactly what happened. Because a lot of those people didn't even like me. Hi, Ginger. A lot of those people didn't even like me, because if they had liked me, when she said those things about me, they wouldn't have behaved the way that they did. So clearly they never liked me to begin with. They were just telling me that they did. And I know that a lot of times drama brings good things to, it gets your name out there. I get that. I have this weird thing in my life that, when things like that happen to me, it's usually the opposite that happens. And that's exactly what happened. Like, I actually lost a lot of support after all of that, but all that proved to me was like, it was all a facade. Like, the people didn't actually like my videos. They didn't actually like what I had to say. And they were just doing it because, I guess, Dorothy, was hyping me up or whatever. I don't know. So, it was kind of a good thing that happened, because now the people that support me are here because they want to be. And, that's the best kind of supporter to have, honest to God. Yeah. And yeah, Kim, exactly. Yeah, because it's true. They will. And I don't think it's old. Maybe it's all creators that are new on the scene that they'll try to get their hooks into, but it really is. It really truly is. And that's what I see. Yeah, Jill, I don't want her being like that to anybody. But unfortunately, and like I said, guys, I am prepared for any backlash, because First of all, there is nothing left that could be exposed about me that wouldn't be a lie. The problem is that there are people that are perfectly willing to make up lies, and people will believe it as if it's truth. But that's fine. That's fine. Because most things I can disprove, and I will. And I'm doing a video about that as well. So if people wanted proof for things, well, you're about to get your proof for things. And, if she wants to continue to say she's never lied, then, I beg to differ, because she lied about me. And thank you, Ginger. I try, and I'm not always the nicest person in the world. I can be nasty when I feel slighted. But I try to always do things with integrity. I'm not going to speak on something for no reason. I'm not going to go after somebody for no reason. And like I said, I have been quiet about this for quite some time. Hi, Amy. But the problem is that I'm seeing it done more and more and more, and escalating. And I think that as a public service announcement, people need to know these things. They just do, because a lot of people are getting hurt. And for stupid reasons too. It's like, you don't even have to do anything. And it's not just, it's subscribers as well. I have seen get turned on. Anybody who has supported me in that chat has gotten attacked brutally. I was timed out in that chat when I tried to defend myself. So riddle me that. I mean, you're going to talk about me and you're going to time me out? Really? Okay. So that doesn't make sense. I'm not sure who did it, but somebody did. Because I'm still friendly with some of the people that are over there, and less, but some people. Hi, Abby. Hi, Adeline. Okay. Guys, hold on one second. I've been getting a lot of prank calls. A lot of prank calls. Oh God. I don't know why. Hold on, let me catch up on these. Yeah, that right essay, and it's like they must spend all day. Like maybe they should, there's some people here that really should invest in, I don't know, like maybe like screenplay writing for like soap operas or something like that, because they'd be quite good at it, honestly. Because they have such a wild imagination. I have literally gotten clips of just about a lot of things, and I need to go through them, and I need to get those videos out there so I can delete them or archive them, because I have caught so much, and people have sent me some good stuff too. But like I said, if anybody ever wants a full clip or a timestamp of anything that I use as a clip video, I want to make it clear, please ask me for it, because I can back up every single thing that I put out there. I am doing this with integrity. Nothing that I'm going to put out is out of context at all. So if anybody would like that, obviously I'm not going to include the entire live or the full clip, but if people want it, I have that as well. So, feel free to email me, feel free to ask in the comments, and I will get back to you as fast as I can with those timestamps. Hey, Amanda, hold on, wait. Yeah, there aren't a whole lot of men on this platform. There aren't, a very, very small percentage, but there are some. Hey, Adeline, hold on. Wait, I saw a good comment. Hold on 1 second. Where is it? Oh my God, where'd it go? When they have nothing on you and they can't. Yeah, they do. Right. They do drag you daily. Oh, there we go. See, I can do this. They do, and they will drag you. And I'm okay with that. I really am. And if people want to go at me for days on end, I just won't watch it. I still haven't watched the entire live that she's apparently there's been multiple. I've seen clips from a few, but like I said, anybody who goes in and even mentions me in that chat gets jumped on immediately. And there are some people that I've met in there that I really like. But a lot of them have distanced themselves from her and all of that. And oh, hey, Jer. Oh, good to see you. Yeah, I was just saying that, you've been such an excellent friend to her. Like, everybody could use a friend like that. And the fact that she did that to you, I'm really sorry about that, because it wasn't cool. Like, you've done nothing but defend her and help her. And you have a great channel. She did not build your channel. I was made to feel like that was me as well. And, while that might be true that she dropped my channel quite a bit, anybody who didn't want to support me afterwards has already unsubscribed. So, at this point, everything, I want it to be on my own merit, but you have great content as it is. So don't let that get you down. I know you don't, but that's just ridiculous. You've known her for so long, and I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. Like I said, guys, I didn't realize, I saw today that she was having surgery. So I'm not going to go down that road. I wish her the best with that. I don't wish physical harm or ailment on anybody at all, ever. So, like I said, healing wishes her way with that. But I do plan on dropping everything that I have, because I'm not going to be quiet anymore. I'm just not going to do it, because I've been holding on to things for a long time. Hey, Without Borders. And that's a problem, because when they have nothing on you, they create, yep. Or they say you're crazy. I've noticed that as well. The gaslighting and the circling the wagons of somebody that they were like hyping up a day before. They're like, well, she's crazy. You can't believe anything that she says. I saw that done with Mandy C. And like I said, guys, if you don't want to believe me, you don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe anybody. Mandy C was a big part of this community about a year ago. And I can't like I said, I can't verify everything that she said in that live, and I haven't seen any of her new ones, but I can verify quite a bit of it. So if you don't believe her, if you want to believe me, I don't know how many people it's going to take, but it's legit. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. And Juror, I felt the same way, because I was like, while it was hurtful and while it was, embarrassing, it was one of the best things that's happened to me to be free of that, because it's very stressful to deal with that. And I know a lot of creators on here have been in a similar position, with that, because it's like, it's almost like you're made to feel like you owe somebody. At least that's how I felt. I can't speak for anybody else, but and I was like, oh, thank God, because I was put into some positions where I wasn't comfortable with what was going on. And I was like, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. But it's like, every time I would try to like step out of it, it was like, oh no, like we're not doing that. Really? Icky emails. Yeah, oh, wait, did something happen to Amanda? Wait. Oh, no, you're saying hello. Okay. I was like, oh, no, somebody getting emails. Yeah, there's some weird stuff going on, guys, and I'm put on my detective hat, and I'm getting down to it because, yeah, there are other concerning places, I realize. Yeah, and that's my own fault, and I've owned that. I've said straight up that, I've, gotten into some, positions in here that I'm not proud of, that I should have known better than to let myself, fall into. I don't like to think that I'm easily manipulated. I'm usually pretty conscious and aware of what's going on. I can usually see the big picture, and I'm not saying that part of me didn't see that all along, because I did. I saw that with Natasha as well. um but unfortunately, I'm new to YouTube. I'm new to the politics of YouTube. And Dorothy takes the politics of YouTube very seriously, very seriously. I feel like it's like very real to her. And I didn't understand, and I'm learning, and I have apologized. I have hurt people. I have apologized to them. Whether they want to accept my apology or not is their decision. I hope that they do. um and I hope going forward people can see that, people can change. I'm trying to do the right thing now with that. Yeah, and Jer, like I said, everybody needs, you've been nothing but a good friend to her. And I've always said, not just like with you, I mean with CJ, everybody needs a friend like Laurie as well. You have been a great friend to Dorothy, and Laurie is a great friend to CJ, I'm telling you. um I don't have anybody in my life that would go to bat for me quite like that at all, not on here or otherwise. I also don't get close to people very often, so especially in my real life. But yeah, it's a good feeling to move on with that. That's all that I had to say about that, and I'm glad you're getting support with it, because sometimes, well, I think it's nuts. Like I said, I kind of have the opposite effect on most people. So, but I've lost any damage that she could have done to my channel. She's already done. I'm convinced that I'm trying to figure out who's been behind some things that I'm not speaking out about yet until I can prove it. But there are things I will be. Yeah, when she right. That's what I'm saying, Charlie. Like, unbelievable. Like, this is somebody who is your friend, and for no reason. Like, I don't think you did anything wrong at all, and everything's a big conspiracy theory. Like, it's like, and it's like almost like you want to scream at them, get a grip. Like, this, nobody is like doing that. I don't have the time or effort to coordinate those things. Like, I'm not a double agent, pretending to be something I'm not to get information from people. Like, that's silly. I first of all, who thinks like that? Second of all, I would never do that. um why would I do that? And that wasn't something I wanted to bring onto YouTube. That's all. That's all. And I hate seeing it too, without borders. And there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it, and I don't like any of it. I don't. I really don't. And I just when you think people have reached a low, it's something else happens, and it's like, oh my god. I feel like, not sure. I'm not sure if that's a word either, but it can be for this. Yes. Yeah, at least right. And sometimes you don't know who's attacking you. And sometimes, guys, like I said, I will be released. I am doing all of this. I am not being quiet anymore, but I have to organize my thoughts for these kinds of things, because when I'm going to speak about what has gone on, that I have personal experience with, I am going to make sure it is clear and concise, and it is what it is, because I don't want anybody missing the message. But sometimes there are people behind the scenes that you would not expect to be the ones orchestrating things. And I actually need to clarify a few things. I have a few people that I want to reach out to clarify a few things. Because, like I said, everything's not always as it seems. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jur, I'm telling you, and it's crazy stuff like that. Like, I've been talking. Yeah, I'm apparently Kim's henchman, who I've been working for Kim behind the scenes for, since the get-go, and all of this. And at that point in time, I had never spoken to Kim privately, like, ever. So there was that as well. There's a lot of misinformation, yes, on serious things. You are absolutely correct on that. And it's like, nobody wants to believe you when you come out with it. And I like to think that I haven't, discredited myself. I try very hard to not not speak misinformation or spread it. I always try my very best to remember to say I'm speculating, or that, this is in my opinion, or I can't prove this. But, if people don't want to believe other people, if maybe if I say something, it'll help. I don't know. But I do think that people need to know what's going on in this community, because I don't really know what the purpose of it is. I don't know if it's all to build a channel. I don't know if it's people actually being vindictive. I don't know what the thing is, but and it works. I mean, guys, like, the truth is that, people will look at it like a business. And what I think happened with that is that, Dorothy had pissed off enough people on one side to basically, she kind of hit a plateau with that. Everybody she was going to get from over there, she already got. And, so she made the move over, and she's grown like what, 1,300 subs since, she kind of flipped. And, and I think Country Joe is right. I don't think Dorothy is Natasha's friend. I mean, I'm always speculating that anybody really likes her. And a lot of people, I mean, and some people do. And, I can't say for certain, of course. But I feel like a lot of people do use her for that. And I don't know, Natasha had a problem with me saying that, and I don't understand why, because if, she's said it herself, but, I don't know. Yeah. And that's what you got to do, Jerry. You got to just keep it clean, and that's what I'm saying. Right. Misinformation, right. From subs. Right. So I have also seen that. I have seen people go chat to chat saying things that aren't accurate. In fact, I have made a point to fact check things. I have seen somebody go into a chat and say, this person is saying something, and then I'll go to that channel that they're saying it about, and nothing like that was said, of course, but the creator sees it in chat and they repeat it, and then it's a whole thing, and then subs believe that is fact, and then it goes off like on the crazy train. And that's a problem as well, because a lot of the things I've been accused of, I've never done. And that's what's frustrating, is when people lie about you and nobody wants to hear the truth. Nobody. Yeah, I believe that as well, Jer. I do. I hope so, and I think it's more so that, you can kind of count on some people to behave a certain way. And I feel like, and people don't want to hear this either. I do feel like, a lot of people get weaponized on here. Oh, absolutely. I think that was tried to do with me before people knew my, knew my personality type. Like they came on here, they expected me to be one way or another. And when I wouldn't do those things, that's when there was a problem. Because I'm not going to help anybody take anybody down. Who am I to do that? I'm not doing anything like that. First of all, no, just no, I'm not comfortable doing it. I don't care if, and a lot of the things I heard about what people were saying about me were lies as well. And I'm talking about creators and stuff, because, it was lies, because I've actually spoken to those people, and, those people have been honest about the things that they did actually say about me, but a lot of it was lies. I wonder what. I hope change. I have hope changes slowly. Yeah, I agree. I just don't know when it's, when enough is enough. I don't know when it's going to end, and it's like, do I think Natasha's going to be back? I mean, I'm not sure. Obviously she's on her other channel, and, by her logic, and I don't know if this is accurate, because I'm not familiar with YouTube's terms of service. I've confirmed a few things. But she said that as long as her channels had been made prior to the ban date, not a ban or whatever, then it was okay. And I think somebody verified, because during a screen share, that she does have a lot of channels waiting in the wing that are good to go. So I'm not really sure how that goes down. But she does, and I don't think she plans on going anywhere. And I think she is very, very smug about that. And, do I think that people should be banned off of YouTube? I don't know. I think that's a hot topic. I think that that's difficult. And I'm actually not sure how I feel about that entirely. But what I do know how I feel about is that, when you're joking about things that are just really inappropriate and really hateful, about topics that should never be joked about, in my opinion, and I'm seeing people being so supportive and laughing at it. When she was saying what she did about Kim, about, Crafton, in that situation, when I'm seeing laughing faces in the chat, that's not cool to me. That's disturbing. That's not funny. I'm sorry. It's just not. And, and then that just encourages people. And I'm not saying that, I've always been, I have not always done the right thing. I've made mistakes on here. I think everybody here has. But the fact of the matter is, I'm happy with where I am now. I'm happy with how I've been handling things at this point in time. And I know what I'm doing at this point. Will I stumble? Sure. I'm sure I'll get into some situations where I wish I hadn't, because that's just life in general. But really, well, yeah, the lying is what's bothering me. And it's a lot of lies for no reason. And what I encourage, if any of her subs are listening, guys, just take things with a grain of salt. I mean, what I encourage people not to do is, if you hear something about somebody, especially when, first of all, consider the source. Second of all, don't go running to another chat and repeating it like it's fact, because that's how these things get spread. And a lot of the time, it's not true. Sometimes things are true, but not always. And I can certainly tell you, like 100%, nothing that was said about me was true. Nothing. And that's like, I can prove it. Should I have to prove it? No, I shouldn't. And that's fine, sure. Like, and I respect that. I can like people who don't like the same people as me. I can like people who don't like each other. I'm not gonna, what I judge is people's behaviors, really. And, like I said, and we've heard Natasha say it too, when you see somebody that, you're friendly with, and they're in a chat of somebody that, has hurt you. Yeah, you have feelings about it, but when push comes to shove, I can't judge people for that, because, to each their own. I just say good luck and be careful. Especially with Dorothy. That's all I can say about that. Don't say nobody warned anybody about those things. But, I guess, a lot of the time it does. It happens. It takes something happening to you to feel a certain way. And I get that. And I also think that people should give people a chance and not always believe what they hear. I also agree with that. So, it's kind of, it can go both ways, but yeah, right. And I encourage people not to spread gossip. If you don't know something for a fact, if you did not hear it, or if you heard it secondhand, don't go repeating that as if it is fact, because that can be really dangerous. And that's how all this hatred is starting. Because honestly, guys, here, and I have to get off here fairly soon, but because I have to go to my doctor's appointment, but here's the problem. Like, you have Natasha, who has a large community, and it really is based on community, and people value community. So a lot of people don't leave there because they value that community. They don't want to lose that. I know this for a fact, because I felt that way. I know a lot of other people who do too. And all of a sudden, because a lot of people go there night after night, it's part of their routine. I'm a creature of habit. So if my routine gets broken, I'm quite cranky about it. But, all of a sudden, these, people are displaced. They don't have somewhere to go. And when they're hearing that, people are saying it's their fault, they took my channel down, and they're pointing the finger like that, a lot of these people get very angry because they took away something that was important to them. So that's where this hatred is coming from, because they're angry, because they believe that, people over here, or mass reporting, is behind her channel getting taken down, and they're very angry about it. And that's what has escalated a lot of this behavior, in my opinion. Could be wrong, but that's just how I see it, because I don't like my routine messed with. And, and it's problematic, though, because when people get angry like that, and there were people crying because her channels got taken down. I literally heard some of her subscribers crying on panel because of it. Like, because it was that hurtful to them to lose that community. And I'm not laughing at them. I'm not laughing at all. That's how meaningful community is to some people who are quite lonely. I'm a lonely person as well. Like, YouTube is my chance to socialize, but you can see that, a lot of people really value the community she has going on there, and a lot of communities. But thank you, Anxious for Peace. That's what I'm saying, though. It's like, that's what's making people angry. People are seeing that, and then they hear Natasha say that it's our fault. And it doesn't work like that, guys. Like, I'm sorry, it just doesn't. Mass reporting is not going to, it does not work like that. Now, do people flag her videos? Probably. People flagged my videos as well. I think everybody's gotten something. Oh, maybe not everybody, but some people. Thank you, Jur. I appreciate it. Well, I'm glad to hear that, because some people sure pretended to believe it. But I know a lot of people didn't. A lot of people came to me privately and said that they were like, I know that you didn't do that. And I value that as very much. But yeah, it's like, none of us did that. What happens is, if you mass report it, and the threshold of how many times it has to get reported is actually quite high. And not a number that I think anybody, like, it would have to be a massive coordinated attack. And even if that was the case, I think it was like 100,000 maybe. Yeah, I think it was something like that I heard. Can't verify. I think that came out of Natasha's mouth, so can't verify. But that's a big number. So even if it was that, all that's going to do is it's going to get a human being to review it faster, and that's it. Like, that an AI is not going to take a channel down entirely like that. It does not work like that. But I guess I guess people will believe what they want to believe. I can't, I can't force people. I encourage somebody who is good at reading these kinds of things, like the terms of service. Yeah, right. Without Borders. And I've done some number crunching with a lot of things on here. So I think numbers can predict things very much so. And because a lot of it is about numbers, let's be honest. I have been told 1,000 times to stop focusing on numbers, and I really probably should stop focusing on numbers, but I'm a numbers person. So I do, I see it like that. But, a lot of the things make sense. I feel like numbers are a good predictor of things as well, but it's insane. It's insane. Right. People got angry right. And yeah, a lot of people have blamed Crafton as well. Like he's able to take down channels on YouTube. Like, if Crafton was able to do that, don't you think he would have done it a long time ago? Like, come on. Like nobody is capable of doing that on here. Hey, Allie. But people are gonna believe what they want to believe, and unfortunately, there's nothing you or I can do about that. But what I encourage people not to do is don't send hate people things that way, because when it comes out, and it will come out, that people are innocent, are you going to be able to be happy with how you treated them? Is what I want to say. And I will be the first person to apologize to people for things like that. But when it comes down to it, like I don't think that the fact that Natasha is mean and bullies and can, I don't think that that's an opinion. I feel like that's kind of a fact. But we'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell. That's just how it is. But I hope, I have to go to my doctor's appointment. What time flies when you're having fun. It really does. But if you haven't hit that thumbs up, if you want to hit that thumbs up, that would be great. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'm going to be doing some good stuff on here, mostly commentary type stuff, maybe with some drama mixed in. I am going to separate my more serious topics. I'm going to start a different channel with that, because I don't want it to kind of cross over. It's not really a good look for me. Because I do want to go into some truths on here, and I have some truth bombs that I am ready to drop, because community needs to know. I am going to be talking to some other people and try to make this like a whole thing, a coordinated, nice, maybe a panel for people. Because there's a lot of people that want to speak up about this, let me tell you, publicly. And if, maybe not even in a mean way, just so people know, because people should know. They need to know, like, they need to know some of these things. I truly believe that. Subs as well. Because it's like almost like a YouTube safety course, because there's some people that are quite dangerous, and will save things, and they will hoard information. They will try to get information from you. It doesn't matter if you're a sub. It doesn't matter if it does not matter. And people need to know about those things. So I am going to be dropping that, and I'll take whatever backlash I get for it. I really don't care at this point. I can handle it. And, I know that, if people will have my back if need be, but, bring it, game on, take your best shot, because that's all. Yeah. A YouTube safety course. I was going to do this a long time ago, but this is part of my truth bombs. I was intimidated into not saying things about certain things, and I will prove it. And that's why I shut up. And people will probably notice that my channel was like a certain way, and then it kind of went into a different direction. And there's a reason for that. And I will make all of that very clear to everybody. But I do have to go. I do have to go to my doctor's appointment. I'm probably going to be late now, but that's okay. I hope everybody has a great day. I might be on a little bit later, but stay safe on those YouTube streets, and hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And you all are wonderful. Have a great Monday, guys.